Hey, I'm Dirty Dan, and here's a little quick tech tip for you. We got a Ford 9-inch rear axle, and we got a broken wheel stud. It's not that hard of a task to handle. You can do it yourself at home, and you don't have to pull your axle to do it. Simply drive your stud out with a hammer. In this case, it was broken off below it, so we're going to have to use a punch to help drive it out. We already loosened it up. Knock it out. Move on to the next step. Next step, we're going to go ahead and get the wheel stud. Now, when you go to get the wheel stud, look it up online and measure it. If you have a micrometer, measure the part right here where these ridges are. That's called a knurl. And measure it with the micrometer and try to make sure you're getting the right size one. It'll make your life a lot easier when you get home. Usually you can roll the axle around to the right spot where you have enough room to slide it in from the back. Now you have to draw it in. I'll show you a trick with that. You're only going to need these three things. You're going to need the appropriate nut that fits that. I would suggest using an extra or a spare because you're likely going to destroy this. You're also going to need a washer to go in between and a bigger nut. Yeah, I saw you looking at my nuts. First, the bigger nut, make sure it fits around the shoulder of the bolt. I'll show you what I mean on here. That's the shoulder right there. You want to make sure that it's not going to interfere with it pulling through. Put your big nut on first, then your washer, and then put your lug nut on backwards. So the flat side is facing in. Nut facing backwards, washer, so it can spin nice against the bigger nut. Socket on there, hold your axle with your hand, and run her in. Look at that. Let's see if I can rotate so you can get a better look. There you go. Pulled in nice and flush. Looks great. You can back this off now, and you're good to go. Now, there is a specialty tool that makes this a little bit easier, especially if you're going to do it more than once. And it is a bearing that sits in place of the big nut that we used. I'll show you a picture of it right here. The tool will make your life easier, but not a necessity. Thanks for joining me for this quick tip. Until next time, happy hot rodding.